But he asked me, he called me today very early. I remember he called me like 11 o'clock in the morning, and I said, damn, Wack is up at 8 o'clock on the West Coast?
He's scared. He's scared. They coming. You cannot provide a tape of somebody getting unalived to the police and not get brought in for any type of question. Why? Where did you get this tape from? How do you have this tape?
Yeah, ride around with an OG, you know me, fat boy smoke a OG with the dope lean fofo to the police. Mr. Never give a hoe with a holdie as I proceed, getting money with my whole team. Cold D's gonna ride to the slowly. Oh me a bitch bad, but she chose me.
Hit that like button, subscribe. Let's go.
Oh, you want me to give you a Wack update?
Yes, please, champ, please.
And so, because even like Sharice texted me today, and I didn't really respond. She texted me her video. I will say this, and I don't think Wack told me this in secrecy, so I'm just gonna be like, Wack made a personal call to me today, expressing some things that I won't mention, but some seriousness around some things happening with the loose cannon situation, maybe some possible legal or whatever. And he asked me, he says, Zach, I'm asking you as someone who, you know, I would have your back and I want you to have my back. Could you not indulge in this loose cannon Wack debacle anymore?
Ah, champ.
Calm down, academics. I know you could ruin my career. I know you could do all. Could you just calm down?
Yo, he don't want the right people saying the right thing. See, for us, it's all right. We got a small platform, so we run a narrative that may be the truth or that maybe he may be afraid of. Nobody sees it, but somebody like Akademiks hearing what's going on and giving his opinion on it could put more ears to the rumblings that is this RICO that's supposed to be happening on Wack 100, champ.
He asked me, he says, Zach, I'm asking you as someone who, you know, I would have your back and I want you to have my back. Could you not indulge in this loose cannon Wack debacle anymore? And, you know, the details of what he told me to kind of support that,
scary, bro.
Neither here nor there, and it's not for me to share with y'all. But
don't worry, I'll share it. Your man sent a video of somebody getting unalived. I said this last night. If this video was already out and the police had it, they wouldn't have Wack 100 get it.
You got to have some loyalty and some respect.
No, you don't.
In terms of friendships and things like that.
No, you don't.
And I also usually think about these things and imagine if
the friendships. There ain't no friendships with y'all. Y'all don't have friends. There is no friends. You got people that you make money with for a season. And then y'all are not friends no more, bro.
I made that request. Would you want somebody to honor it? And, you know, I think my one caveat was, wait, are you going to still entertain it? Because
yes, if
you're telling me it's that serious and that there are these entities and it could escalate or whatever, and
nah, say it, Chint. Say it.
I think my one caveat was, wait, are you gonna still entertain it?
Because yes, he is.
If you're telling me it's that serious and that there are these entities and it could escalate or whatever, and
you mean the feds, Chint? Do you mean the feds, champ? What entities, bro?
I think so. I think he means he doesn't want Wack to get implicated and tied up into all this. And,
champ.
You know, it would ruin everything Wack 100 was trying to avoid.
Now, it's crazy because I don't know why he would tell Akademiks not to talk about it, but then go on the Adam and Wack show and talk about it earlier.
I'm good to let it go. Now I don't know if Wack's gonna let it go, but I would hope that he would as well let it go. But he asked me, he called me today very early. I remember he called me like 11 o'clock in the morning, and I said, "Damn, Wack is up at 8 o'clock on the West Coast."
He's scared. He's scared. They coming. You cannot provide a tape of somebody getting unalived to the police and not get brought in for any type of question. Why? Where did you get this tape from? How do you have this tape?
And he made that request, and when he told me about how serious certain things could get, are getting, I obliged. I actually agreed. I said it's done. I'm not trying to, you know, because I've always said this, you know, I'm not trying to do content on things that could get somebody incarcerated or get people hemmed up.
Bro, you made your whole career off of the downfall of Chicago kids. Bro, you sat there and tried to solve takeoffs unaliving. You sat there. You implicated people that didn't have nothing to do with the shit and that wasn't shooters. You said they was the yellow hoodie and all this other shit. I remember I was in the chat. Now all of a sudden, because Wack 100 tells you to chill, you gonna chill? Nah, I think somebody's scared of the police, champ.
I was always wondering why people who are putting themselves at risk of incarceration or other things would do content on those very things. So just for the record to show, Wack did call me, say, yo, Ak, could you please ease up off of this thing?
And that makes him look more guilty. So not only did he call you in secrecy and tell you, yo, chill, I think I may have went too far talking about this video. Things may go left. Can you please chill? All right, cool, I'ma chill. Right. But first, I'ma go on live and I'ma tell everybody that you called me and told me that you wanted me to chills to make everybody know that you worried about what's to come. All right, copy, champ.
Let Ak know he's sweeping. He is playing favorites.
A, B, C, D, and E that could escalate things. Could we leave this alone? And I agreed. So, just to let y'all know,
you're a cornball, Ak.
You know, and by the way, y'all could clip this, and I think I should courtesy wise text Sharice and let her know, like, hey, listen, with all due respect, I've just been informed that whatever y'all got going on, and I don't, you know, I'm very cool with Wack, but I just hear it's at a level that I don't want to be.
It don't got nothing to do with you. You're not going to get locked up. It don't got nothing to do with you. So you're just going to let son just take money out your pocket? It's crazy. That's crazy work. You that afraid of Wack 100? Maybe he shouldn't have told on himself.
Right. You would think. You would be like, okay, yeah, I'm just going to go make a bunch of content on it. I'm so close to Wack. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he know he messed up big time, man. He can't control Adam. He can't control anybody else. He may be able to control Flacco, but I don't think so neither, because the next thing we're going to play is Flacco.
You get what I'm saying? And that level would constitute more arrest, indictments, law enforcement, all these other things. And I'm like,
more arrest, law enforcement, yes, because you gave that video out, champ.
And I've always said this. Remember when I was saying about the whole thing with when I was saying, yo, Wack, did you talk to police? I said, Wack, if you know, remember, because he would get upset when he would talk to me on stream and be throwing ad hominem attacks. I always said, Wack, if you ask me directly, like, hey, Ak, could you stop? Could we just not talk about this? I wouldn't talk about it. And I'm here to say that he asked me specifically with the loose cannon stuff to not continue that conversation or whatever that involves their back and forth currently. And because he asked me directly, I will oblige. Okay?
I never seen somebody with millions and millions of subscribers across platforms get asked not to cover a specific topic that they're already covering because it's going to implicate them in the body when this is exactly what they do themselves.